And hello, and how is everyone doing out there? Rich Roberts, Fireman Rich here on the Rumble, and we are here for a second attempt for IFT flight, test flight 13, launching on Pad 2 down there in Starbase, Texas for SpaceX Starship 40 and Super Heavy Booster number 20 as far as that goes. And we are here to do a sort of a watch party to watch it. I'm really into these sort of type of things there. The space, it goes back to when I was a young child. I watched the Mercury launches, Gemini, Apollo, space shuttles. Um, and now we got SpaceX. We have Falcon from SpaceX. Now we have Starship with Super Heavy underneath it. The launch this past, when was it? I think it was the 21st. But the last launch here, when was that? When was it? It was on the 16th last week. Yeah, last Thursday. Okay. I guess they were looking at a launch on Tuesday, but they postponed that because of weather. But the launch last Thursday was aborted because there was four engines that did not light up, and we're currently within we're around 18 minutes till 18 minutes and 30 some seconds to launch, and the, the the craft is on the pad, and it looks like let's see if I can get some items here. We got Raptor engine chill is going to be finished and conducted in about 2 minutes and 45 seconds. We got booster load complete and Starship load complete of its propellant, 15 minutes and 16 minutes. We have a go or no go in just under 18 minutes, 17 minutes and 50 seconds right now. And liftoff is in 18 minutes and 17, 15 seconds there. So out on the pad right now, um, we have, let's get a view of the bird here. And let's see who's sharing that. Let's bring it up. Transition here, and then we'll bring it up here. And there she is right there. NASA Space Flight, NSF. They're a 24/7 volunteer. I don't know if they're volunteer. They might take, but it's a YouTube channel. There, that's one of the many links we have. We do have the Starship link. They're up on. Are they up on their YouTube yet? Oh, let's see. They're on X Live. Okay, okay, yeah. We got the. Let me go to their. Okay, this is space.com, and there's another view of the full. Okay, then those are the folks there. You can see we got 17 minutes and 24 seconds on the YouTube channel. Let's listen into it for a little bit here. Okay, these are going to be actual satellites that are going to be deployed from this launch. As far as that goes, they're not using dummies. These are actual product of SpaceX that's going to be placed into operational orbit for Starlink. Okay, Tim Fan 40, you hear me, but you can't hear any sound from the video as far as that goes. Tim Fan 40, how we doing? No sound. I hear you, but not them. Oh, really? Okay, let me see what I can do here. I don't know why. Hmm. Let me check my settings here on the audio. Desktop one, desktop. I should be getting desktop audio. Let's see. I'm not sure. Let's see. We'll try this again here. Let's see. Um, let's go to their. No, we don't want music. We don't want music. Let's try this again here. As far as let's see if we got any voice from NSA. Okay. All right. I'm checking on my links. Huh. Okay, I can hear that because using no, I'm it's coming out of the it's something to do with my soundboard here. So hang on for a second. No sound. Okay, yeah, you can hear me. I can hear me, but I hear. Hang on for a minute. Um, let me uh, let me refresh these. Okay. Okay, you can hear me, so you got sound there. Let me try and do a refresh on this and see if we got some audio on it this way. Let's try this. You can hear my voice, okay? So it has to do with the web page here. So let's go ahead and bring this up. We're sharing that. Let's see if I can hear that. I'm still here. I'm listening. I'm listening to the earbuds. Okay, hang on. No, no, that's not going. I'm not sure what's going on there. Okay, hang on for a second. All right, let's see if we can rectify this. Let's see if we can do this. Let me. You're hearing my voice, which is good. Okay, we got my voice and we got the picture at least, so that's the important thing. Let me try something here. I'm going to try something here. I'm going to bring up a new tab because these tabs have been up for a while. It could be that. Let me try that. Let's see. Okay, let's see if that happens. We hear some audio on that. Say, just taking a break from work. Okay, no problem, Tim. Huh, that's peculiar. That is peculiar. Okay, we got to sort this out here. All right, we're sorting out an audio issue. Let's see. Yeah, I remember your Parna from this morning. How you doing? Or Pran? Pran. Hi, Pran. Huh. Okay, so we basically, not sure why we're not getting any audio. Okay, I'm going to try something here. Hang on for a minute. Okay, I just did a reset on my. Oh, there. So let me see something here. Let's see if this comes up now for audio. Okay, I'm seeing it on the OBS now. Hmm, I'm not sure why we're not getting any audio from the. That's peculiar. Let me see something here. Okay, let's see. Hmm, hmm. Everything's plugged in, all right. Okay, we're having a little problem here. Let's see. Maybe. Let's see. Tim Fan 40 says maybe setting for sound is going through it. No, it's not. It's the same set I had this morning. It's just it's probably something very simple, Tim, and stuff like that. So I was setting it. I was setting it up, and you can hear me, which is all right. And let's see. The main thing is to get the launch. But there's a picture of the launch. These are live pictures, so it's just me commentating. We don't really necessarily have to have the commentation for that. Let me try something here. Let me try something here. Okay, hang on for a minute. Let's try this. Let's see if this works. Maybe it's supposed to go on here, and let's see if this works. Because I can hear it very faintly, and my OBS is saying sounds coming through. Let me try some. Let me go ahead and remove that. Um, let me engage it again here. Let's see. It might be the connection. Share.
We will only hold if there's an issue, and we're not tracking any holds on the board right now.
We're down to 4 minutes.
Now, once T minus 60 seconds passes, a number of events will occur in rapid succession. Both the ship and booster will configure their comm systems for flight, and they will rapidly run leak checks on gas and fluid tanks. Meanwhile, the booster will be going into internal power, and its engines will get their final priming for launch.
There we go.
Those ship engines will also begin their ascent bleed profile, and it will arm its automatic flight safety system. There's a lot of mechanical activations on the tower side as well, with one critical step being unlatching of the quick disconnect, feeding propellant into the ship.
And once T minus 60
Can you hear it
seconds
now,
has
Tim?
passed,
I just
we
figured
still
it
have
out.
the ability to rapidly recycle the count under
There we
certain
go.
conditions
All
back
right, we
to
got
that
it.
T minus 60
I think we
seconds
got it.
point and hold there to assess what happened and if teams can proceed once again to T0. There's an estimated 5 to 8 minutes of hold time, and that's largely driven by the propellant temperatures that we see on the vehicle while holding. The flame diverter on pad 2, you can see it there at the base of Starship. That activates at T minus 17 seconds. Now, if we trigger a hold after T minus 17 seconds, that will result in a scrub for the day, as we've already turned on the water. Now, for those that have just recently tuned in, once again, our primary test objectives for today's test flight includes a successful liftoff, stage separation. We also plan to deploy 20 Starlink V3 satellites. We have real satellites on board. We expect to have about 20 minutes of available time to speed run some tests and really allow the Starlink engineers to put them to the test in that time.
That's right. And we also have the soft splashdowns planned for both the booster and the ship. Going to be super exciting to see if we can return those safely back, so that way we can get ready for tower catches again.
And just a quick check-in, we got our final green light from the range. Not both vehicles, we have no holds on the board. Again, that we've got that gate at T minus 1 minute. We're only going to hold if there's a reason, and currently there are no reasons.
Now, coming up here in a few seconds, we should have, actually right there we can see on screen, that's the base of the Super Heavy booster. Those are the 33 Raptor engines, and we expect to see and there they go, the TVC checkouts, also known as engine wiggles. We're activating those thrust vector control actuators to ensure that those center engines and the inner radius as well have the ability to steer the rocket.
Yep, super cool to see how fast those move. I mean, in flight, it's amazing to see how it steers the vehicle. And we're coming up on that T minus 1 minute now on our countdown, so let's listen in to see if we pass that gate.
Okay.
All right, we are through the gate.
We're under 1 minute.
Still no holds on the board. 50 seconds to go. Starship getting ready to fly.
Here we go.
Flight trajectories go for launch.
Here we go, folks. Getting ready to fly.
Minus
10
9,
seconds.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Vehicle is pitching downrange. Booster Raptor chamber pressure is nominal.
"30 seconds into flight, 33 out of 33 Raptor engines lit on the Super Heavy booster, arcing away from us here at Starbase. Coming up on max Q, maximum aerodynamic pressure, which again for this flight is going to be higher than it has been on any of our previous Starship flights. Right, so we're passing through that maximum aerodynamic pressure over a minute now into flight. Still seeing 33 out of 33 Raptor engines lit and burning. Our next major moment's going to be coming up in just a little over a minute from now when we're going to get to hot staging. We're going to shut down all but 5 of those engines on the booster. It's our version of MECO. Most engines cut off. And then we're going to ignite the 6 engines on the ship while it is still attached, to do that separation. As a reminder, we try to do a directional flip. So when you watch on your screen, we're hopefully going to be sending that booster towards the bottom of the frame. For the booster itself, it's like doing a flip up. It'll go towards the bottom of your frame. We do that by lighting the engines in a slightly staggered sequence. Standing by for hot staging. All but 5 engines down.
Except
6 ignite.
Backburn startup.
And the booster now doing its boost back burn. It looks like we lit all 33 initially. Now we're down to 13. We're seeing 6 out of 6 Raptors lit on the ship.
Backburn shutdown.
And boost back burn shut down. So it looks like we were able to get through the boost back burn this time around. It was one of the key objectives we didn't have on the last flight. And we've got 6 engines lit on the ship. All right, so that's the first of 2 burns that the booster is going to be doing to kind of send it back towards us. It's going to be landing a couple of miles offshore from Starbase, hopefully. We're going to try and get it all the way down to do a landing burn, where we're going to use those 13 center engines. They're going to ignite. That's what's going to really bleed off all that velocity that it's built up. And it'll eventually, hopefully, transition to 5 engines to kind of fine-tune its path in, and then all the way down to 3 for the remaining bit. All right, we've got a couple of minutes to go until we get there. So booster's going to coast for a little bit. Ship still seeing 6 out of 6 Raptor engines lit. 4 minutes into the flight. Ship's got about 4 minutes left. Getting some killer views. Kate, Nate, how was the view from down there?
It was incredible. I mean, it just shot off the pad, and seeing all the crowd now running back inside to take views on the screen here, it was amazing.
Yeah, one of these days I'm gonna learn to not stare at the engines, because now I have a bright blob in my vision.
Right.
Now, speaking of vision, we could see both stages there on your screen. Starship's second stage is still firing its engines. You can follow along with that with the GUI down on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Still following the planned flight path as well. Beautiful views of planet Earth there behind the ship.
That's right, and we're actually getting a live shot off the booster right now, an onboard camera. You can see the plume from Starbase where it just lifted off 5 minutes ago.
On nominal trajectory.
We are there.
We are there. That is us.
I kind of want to run back outside and wave.
Right. Now, again, this booster is not planning to come back to the tower or to launch site for this particular launch. We are going to be planning to do an ocean splashdown just off the coast of Starbase. So hoping to still get some amazing views of that.
Pretty awesome to see the Raptor engines there on the left-hand side of your screen. We can actually see the plume there of those center Raptors. Those are the sea level ones, as well as the vacuum Raptors are the three on the larger ones on the outer radius.
Now, just like on tower catches, we are going to be doing a 13 engine landing burn to slow the booster down. Hopefully we can get a live camera of the booster right now as we're going into that phase. Awesome shot. You can see it there. So right now the booster is using their 3 hypersonic grid fins to guide itself through the atmosphere toward its landing site. You can see we're only 5 kilometers above the sea right here.
Startup.
Just heard the call out for landing burn startup for the booster. I have a feeling the crowd's about to go wild here.
And another awesome landing for Super Heavy. Congratulations to all the teams here at Starbase and at our SpaceX team. An amazing, amazing view.
Everything continues to go well with ship, as you can see there on your screen.
Yeah, we've got about a minute left with the ship engines on. Just looking at the booster real quick, it didn't look like we lit all 13 engines that we were planning for that initial landing burn. We were targeting a softer splashdown, and as you saw, it came in with quite a bit of velocity still. So landing velocity did look a little bit high, but really cool to make it all the way back this time to that landing burn. We'll dig in, figure out how to turn on all those engines, and then get to a full landing soon. But all eyes on ship. We are just a little ways away from getting those engines turned off. We expect it to burn about 8 minutes and change. And so hopefully just about 15 minutes to go. Sounds like we just got the sonic boom
Yeah,
here
we sure
at
did.
Starbase
That was awesome.
from the booster splashdown. And engine shutdown.
We have a flying spacecraft, folks.
All right, Starship 6 Raptor engines have successfully shut down.
Nominal orbit insertion.
And there's our call out for nominal orbit insertion. So we got a ship in space. We've got a booster in the Gulf where we were planning to send it. It's a hell of a start to the day, Kate.
Yeah, it sure is. All of our colleagues here are filing in through the doors. A lot of people wanted to stay outside and hear the boom.
Right there,
and
folks.
So it's pretty great to see a ship in space, and everybody's super excited down here.
That's right. And as guaranteed, it has been an awesome day so far. All this action in just 9 minutes now. And objectives are done for the booster. Just want to quickly flag that that booster did land in a clear zone. We clear those before launch, well ahead, so that we ensure everyone is safe before the launch and after. So we're getting ready now for our in-space objectives.
Yeah, we've got a few minutes until the next milestone. So sit tight and enjoy the space views and, of course, the space jams. We'll be back here at T+14 minutes to deploy our payload, which is 20 of our newest Starlink version 3 satellites. So we'll see you soon.
Okay, we're not going to listen to music. We got a beautiful shot right here of Starship 40. Yeah, you can see the number there. We did have some, just before launch, we had some audio issues there as far as getting that, but the pictures are just outstanding. We have a successful launch, and you can see that the Starship right now in the lower right-hand corner, you can see a little dot just south of Florida. And that's the path it's traveling right now, the speed of 26.4 461 kilometers per hour. What is that? 26,471 kilometers per hour to miles per hour. 2 miles per hour is it's traveling 16,448 miles an hour right now. And we got 163 kilometers. 163 kilometers in miles. 163 kilometers in miles. It's kilometers in miles. And it's currently 101 mile above the Earth right now, as far as to give you that 165 now, 165. I got the conversion here, so let's see, 165 is 102 miles. And 26,434, 26,434, that's a drop right there. 26,434, 34, 16,000 miles, 425, 16,425. So 11 minutes into the flight, got some good telemetry right here. And actually, this is the view right here on, let's see, let's go to, well, they got a map up. Let's go ahead and bring this over to NSF. This is NASA space flight, and you can see that they have a map off to the left. It's just south of Haiti, I guess, right there. It just went past Cuba, and now it's going by Haiti and and you can see Puerto Rico. It's going to be flying just to the south of Puerto Rico. So that's just telemetry there on a map provided by NASA spaceflight. No association with NASA. So let's see if we got any audio from these guys here.
RCS into the surrounding area, so it makes it a little bit easier to see, you know?
Yeah, dumping whatever remaining propellant they have on the main tanks. But what is that? Huh,
Hey.
look at that.
We're not selling merchandise here. No, they're selling T-shirts now, so we're going to get off. We'll get back over on the SpaceX feed here, as far as that goes. The NASA space NSF, they do get. That's how they acquire their funding there, as far as sell T-shirts, donations, and stuff like that. So I don't know. We get some feedback a little bit in the audio here. Let's see if what we got here. Music still. Yeah, we still got some music, so we're not going to do that. We'll keep the music down. And let's see if they get done with. Okay, they're done with their T-shirt sales, so we'll go back over to that feed and hear what they have to say. These are the guys that they're camped out there 24/7 outside the launch site.
Yeah, we saw it there continuing. Sorry, I was just going to say we saw it there continuing to descend. I'm just scrolling back at the telemetry from that phase of the flight, and you know it wasn't fantastic. They lost a lot of the engines, and yeah, they came into the ocean a bit faster than intended.
Yeah, Ryan Weber was checking out as well, pointing out it appeared that 10 of them ignited. Then it went.
Okay, they're just going over the observation stuff as we're watching Starship 40 here from a camera view just outside the spacecraft, and they're going to have various things. You're going to see the side door. There's a side slit door there that they're going to be deploying some satellites from, and now you can see the map already. The Starship 40 is just north of South America there, as far as that goes, and it's going to continue on that path and go over southern portion of Africa and be landing in the Indian Ocean on the west coast of Alaska, or I'm sorry, not Alaska, the west coast of Australia. as far as that goes. Get my geography right here. But this so far has been a very it's going good. I mean, we had full engines, and we're coming up on T plus 14. So I don't know if they're going to be having any commentary here. Let's go ahead and check in. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is a satellite deployment, folks. This should be interesting. And this is the first time they're doing it on Starship 40. First time SpaceX is doing an actual deployment. Okay, that's something I didn't know. 20 minutes operational. Well, I wonder what they cost. There they go. Deploying number one. Very good.
Now we expect payload deploy to run until about 27.5 minutes, so about another 7 minutes here. The Starlink team will be attempting to speedrun test these version 3 satellites, where they will attempt to do a few tests such as extend the new solar arrays and antennas. They're also going to try and connect these V3 satellites with ground stations and turn on the satellite's communication systems. Well, they're only going to have about 20 minutes or so to do all of this, as these satellites only have that long before they demise in the atmosphere or break up due to that friction when they re-enter the atmosphere. So what we learn from today's deployment will help progress and move the program forward, which is super exciting. You could basically say that the payload's payload is data.
That's right.
We're getting very Inception here. Now, in addition to those tests for Starlink, for the Starlink team, as Dan mentioned, 6 of the satellites have been modified with engineering cameras to help scan Starship's heat shield. That will help inform our analysis of Starship's readiness for future catch returns back here at our launch site. So for those that might be unfamiliar, we are currently capable of catching our super heavy booster, and we've done that a couple of times. We have not yet attempted to catch our second stage or ship, and so that is going to be a very exciting milestone when that day comes.
For sure, and we're building up to it with today's tests. We are still planning to do our water splashdown in the Indian Ocean, so stay tuned for that. That's only about 40 minutes away. But still, in space, we keep on deploying our Starlink satellites. Again, these are our V3 version of our Starlink satellites, a whole host of added capabilities to our version 2 that's currently in orbit.
And this is our team here at Starbase, Texas.
These are all of the team members that have helped build the vehicle, that have built the Pez dispenser and got it ready to fly today. Amazing work.
Now, for those of you that have just recently tuned in, there is a spaceship in your screen, we promise. Right now, the ship is in orbital darkness, so we don't have any available sunlight from the sun to help illuminate the scene. But what you can see moving out from that smally lit space, those are the V3 satellites as they are being deployed. And essentially, the ship is illuminated from the inside, and so we're able to see the light come out through the payload door.
Right. Just a really small sliver of light at the top. That's our Pez dispenser. That's how we're both loading our satellites into the rocket and deploying it. It's pretty novel. We've got about 3.5 minutes still left of our payload deploy sequence.
Yep, looks like we've got 16 satellites deployed, so 4 more to go. These last couple will have those cameras, so if you see any sudden bright lights, that'll be flashlights turning on those satellites to try and get some imagery of Starship's heat shield. 17 out the door. 3 more to go, and 18. All right, and while we wait for these last 2, we did confirm we are still go for our Raptor relight demonstration a little bit later in the flight today, so we will be looking to relight one of those Raptor engines on ship. And that'll be our next major milestone after we get through these final 2 satellites.
Just at 25 minutes into our flight, it's crazy to think that we're already screaming at 27,000 kilometers an hour, 200 kilometers above the ocean surface. Amazing.
Yeah. Now, for those of you that lost count, we have deployed almost all of our 20 Starlink satellites. I believe our last count was at 18, so we should be seeing 2 more. And we're very excited to see our version 3 satellites in space. And these are these are real satellites. Right. They're not just demonstration sats like we had last time. These are going to basically have a 20-minute lifespan where our Starlink engineering team will attempt to perform a number of tests and really speed run those tests during that time.
Right. And in terms of satellite lifespans, 20 minutes is it's the shortest you could possibly get, but hopefully in that 20-minute time frame we can really try and ink out as many tests as we can.
It looks like we might have some this might actually be light from one of the Starlink satellites. As we mentioned before, a few of them, 6 of them actually are equipped with flashlights to look back at Starship as we want to image the heat shield and understand the heat shield performance through the ascent phase, as this information is very important for us to know and understand as we prepare for operations that will enable ship to come back to Starbase for landing. For catch, I should say.
Right. We are about 40 seconds away from that planned payload deployment sequence being complete.
Yep, looks like we've just got those last 2 to go. These ones might be coming out. Oops, they're starting to see motion.
I see the light. Okay, there's the light. There they are. Flashlights on the
19
satellite.
out the door, one more.
It looks like we got a crowd at our Hawthorne, California location. Some colleagues gathering outside of mission control there as well.
That marks, if I'm not mistaken, our 20th. So our payload deploy sequence is now complete. Starship will now close its payload bay door and continue to coast around Earth to the Indian Ocean.
Okay, so what has just transpired is that SpaceX Flight 13 ship has tackled one of its major tests in flight, and that's the release of 20 new Starlink version 2 satellites.
So with that,
they're only going to be flying for 20 minutes. I did not know that.
Quick
I thought they were going to be in orbit,
so
but
sit tight,
they're
enjoy
not
the
really
views,
high enough
and of
to where they
course
can
some more
continue
space
their orbit.
jams,
So we're
and
going to
we
follow
will
the
come back
trajectory
here at
of
T
the
plus
Starship
37 minutes
40.
for our Raptor
And
engine relight
they
and
are
of course
the first
Starship re-entry.
Starlink version 3 satellites to fly in space, and we just saw them deployed. We saw the ones come out with the flashlight there. 6 of the Starlink version 3s with the flashlights are carrying cameras to beam live video. And I don't think we saw any of the live video, but that's as of right now. They've just completed that. And let's see. We got music going here. Let's go ahead and shut that all the way down here. We don't need the music. Okay, we got the music off, and so it's been an exciting flight. We're coasting right now. Let me just make sure. Okay, yeah, we just got music going. So the flight, that was a major accomplishment right there. The so-called PEZ dispenser. They dispensed 20 of those satellites. And the ones they've done on previous, they weren't operational. They were just a dummy load as far as that goes. So we got a camera positioning movement of some sort. And let's see, the position. We got the positioning right now. You can see in the lower right the actual location of the Starship 40 is in the middle Atlantic. And this camera is just switching over. And we're seeing lights down there on Earth. So it looks like it's in a downhill, let's see, 186 kilometers up. 186 kilometers. They're 115 miles above the Earth right now. And they're 26,349. 26,349. They're still going 16,372 miles. So they're maintaining that 16,000 miles per hour. They do it in kilometers, but do the conversion. And now the camera is moving back over. And you can see some of the tiles there up on the front as far as that goes right here. So that's pretty interesting right there in itself. Let's see. Okay. And so we're 31 minutes into the test flight, and it seems to be going just standard and stuff like that. There's all the engines worked and are operational, and we got this great views by Starlink. And okay, let me see if I get this taken care of. Clean up on aisle 6 on the Twitch. And we got that. Okay. Alrighty. So let's see. Got any commentary? Still got the music going. We still have the music. I do want to mention on our broadcast here, we do have 3 people on Rumble. We have 1 person on Locals, 1 person on Twitch, and 3 people on YouTube. Thank you for your views so far on this so-called watch party of IFT-13, test flight 13 of Starship, 40, and heavy booster that brought heavy booster, super heavy booster 20. It launched from pad 2, and we're in flight right now, and it looks like they're going to be flying over the southern tip of Africa, and it looks like those are lights down below back on Earth there. So that's an interesting shot right there. So I do appreciate the views. I'm pretty much a space fanatic, where this is pretty exciting stuff right here, to be able to watch this, an ongoing space mission with all the various different types of live feeds that we do have. And let's see. I think from what I'm seeing, we've got about 13 more minutes before the Starship starts its re-entry. And we have still another 31 minutes before we have Starship flashdown. So we're going to be here for another 30 plus minutes as far as that goes. And that's the normal flight that we've been seeing so far on the test flights, that the time length about an hour and a half total once they've launched the craft up into space. So it's up in the outer atmosphere of the Earth, right on the fringes of the beginning of space, but it's space nonetheless. So that's pretty good. Oh, we got 4 people on YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. Appreciate the views. The link that we're watching the SpaceX's X feed, as far as that goes on their channel. And let's see. And we're cruising here. Let's see if we have anything from NASA flight. Any commentary here? Hang on. No, they've got that. That's not NASA flight. Where's NASA flight? Okay, here's NASA flight. Let's go to NASA flight here. And this is NASA flight right now, 3547. Okay, the same link. Okay, let's give them a listen here.
You can also see on the telemetry on the ship, the speed is picking up, the altitude is dropping. That is normal. That is part of the flight trajectory. Remember, it is a suborbital trajectory. It is currently, no matter what happens on this relight test, it is going through that. You can see on the map on the left, on the Indian Ocean, there's an area, red area there. That is the re-entry area for that ship. So whether this burn succeeds or not, it's going in that area. I think those are more Starlinks
In the
on
bottom
the back
right.
of the ship. Yeah, bottom right. And I think some of them the left as well, right? Or is that city lights? I don't know what city lights, what Starlinks.
And the bottom right ones are definitely Starlinks, given that they're super bright and in a row.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll be able to get video of the relight as well.
This is interesting because it looks like the relight, instead of what they've done on previous flights, it's probably going to be done facing south. So it's going to be like a sideways burn. On previous flights, it was more like a prograde burn in the direction of the flight. This one is sort of like to the side.
Radial?
Yeah. No, not radial, more like normal. I think it's what you will use on KSP on Kerbal Space Program will be like anti-normal in this case because it's facing south.
I already see people asking when Flight 14. Flight 13 isn't even over yet, folks.
Ask us in about 30 minutes. Okay, 30 minutes from now, that ship should be in the ocean.
Sounds fair to me.
Yeah. Definitely about the booster, you could think, well, maybe not a catch. We'll see what they do with that. But yeah, ship still 30 more minutes.
Unfortunately, I think we are just about to lose that sole Starlink satellite that remains in the background. It's about to go behind the ship.
Well, it was probably going to get away from view with that relight, if I were to guess.
Yes, that is a fair point, Alex. And I think we can also see some lights on the ground, which are moving at a different rate to the light on that Starlink satellite. It's difficult to see because the bit rate is a bit... Guys, they're transmitting live from 146 kilometers in altitude, going 26,500 kilometers per hour. We can cut them some slack on the bit rate.
Yeah, as soon as we mention the bit rate, the views from Starlink text goes away.
Yes. Coincidence?
Okay, those are our folks from NASA space flight on commentary there. Go back to SpaceX on X Live, and you can see what they're talking about, the two white dots on the far back side of the spacecraft. I don't know if my cursor shows up. I'll be interested to see if the cursor shows up. Let's see. There's 3. 1, 2, 3. You can see. Okay, we got something going on here. Yep, you can see my cursor. So there's something going on where that's weird. That's a weird picture. Oh, clouds maybe? Re-entry?
The burn has ended. Congrats to the team on this
They just did the burn. They just did the burn. Let's get back to the commentary.
milestone. I mean, it's crazy to see how we can maneuver in space, and just another icing on the cake for today's mission. So we're going to be taking another quick break. We'll be back in a couple of minutes before re-entry, which is targeted for about T plus 47 minutes. So we'll see you soon.
Okay, so they passed the moment where that was a burn that they were doing, and at T plus 42, that's when they're going to be coming back. So you did see my cursor on the thing. That's pretty interesting. Okay. And let's see. So it looks like everything's running smoothly. as far as that goes, and we're still hanging in here, watching it, and see when it comes down. It's going to be, like I said, the same space flight path that they've had for the they've had a couple where they really it's a 13th flight, so call this lucky 13 to where they complete it. I'm really looking forward to when it does a complete orbit, and they're going to have to get a little bit higher than where they're at right now. So they're at 128K. So they're actually lower than they have been at 186. 128K, they're coming down. They're under 100. They're down to 79 miles over the Earth right now. And let's see, 26,671. 26. What was it? 26,675. 675. 6675. So it's actually 16,500. Okay, so it looks like it's coming down in altitude and speeding up a little bit. So it's going to probably be coming close to making re-entry. Yeah, Starship entry in about 5 minutes. 41. Okay. And launch flip before it does I guess their flip there for the spacecraft is in 22. Splashdown is in 23. So we got 5 more minutes and it starts re-entry. And we'll start seeing a glow around the wings and all that. So sort of an eerie picture though. And let me see what's this view? Oh, that's one of the wings. Let's see what time it is over there in Australia. You'll know when it starts making its re-entry because plasma buildup will be on the under portion of the spacecraft. And you'll see an orange glow. So we're coming up on T minus, we're past T minus 42, so. So they're getting they've got some great camera angles here compared to previous flights. Okay, our audio is still doing good. Oh, there's the plasma. We're making re-entry now. You can start seeing the glow. That's the
Starship is starting entry. Good attitude for entry.
starting re-entry. And those are the Raptor engines. So over in Australia right now, if I can get to it. No commentary yet. Over in, let's see, let's go ahead and add one. That's Perth. What are we going to do? We're going to add one Perth. Okay, over in Perth, Australia, which is on the south southwest coast of Australia. It's 7:26 in the morning right now. So the spacecraft is going to probably land about 1,000 miles into the Indian Ocean from Perth or so, something like that. It's not going to be, it's going to be landed in the Indian Ocean. Let's see if we got any commentary.
As much data as possible, which is really the main reason why we do these flight tests, is to see how the ship performs in space and evaluate how it works. Starlink provides us with one more path to collect data to help us rapidly iterate Starship's design.
Yeah, exactly. And if the ship manages to again make it all the way through re-entry, we'll collect valuable data on the spacecraft flying through the Earth's atmosphere, and it's doing so at hypersonic speeds, or more than 5 times the speed of sound. Re-entry is typically a portion of flight where we don't have communications with spacecraft because it's re-entering at or around orbital velocity, which is roughly 8 kilometers per second or about 5 miles per second. So at those speeds, the spacecraft is moving through the atmosphere so fast that it creates a plasma field around the vehicle.
That blanket of plasma distorts communication frequencies, so it's not uncommon to experience brief blackouts in communication. Starship is designed to land on Mars where there are no runways or other humans to help out, which is exactly why we're testing this landing procedure that we're doing today. And we're doing these propulsive landings instead of more traditional means like parachutes, because propulsive landing...
control of the vehicle.
You heard that call out, flaps do have control of the vehicle. You can actually see one view, your screen moving around. That's actually a camera affixed to the flap. So as I was saying, we're testing these, doing these landings instead of more traditional means, so that way propulsive landing, we can enable more rapid reusability.
Yeah. Now, we did just hear that call out. We should continue to hear some call outs as the ship makes its way back to Earth. Now, when we hear something called entry max heating, as well as entry max Q, that means that the ship has made it through the maximum heating and aerodynamic loads that it experiences as it returns. So, safe to say that if it makes it through those specific points, we're doing pretty well.
That's right. So we'll continue to hear multiple callouts as we go through this phase. One of those callouts will be that the ship is transonic. We'll also hear another one when it's subsonic. Transonic will be referring to the period of flight where velocities of airflow surrounding and flowing past the vehicle are concurrently below, at, and above the speed of sound, so somewhere in the range of Mach 0.8 to 1.2. For reference, commercial jets have a range of cruising speeds, but most fly at roughly Mach 0.74, 0.85. Just for reference, that's between 480 miles per hour to 575 miles per hour, or 770 to 930 kilometers an hour. And subsonic, another call out that you'll hear later on in the stream, subsonic will refer to speeds that are much less than the speed of sound. So at this point in flight, the ship's velocity will be slowing down drastically. So with reentry well underway, we'll take another break and return just before the ship's landing burn, targeted for T plus 1 hour and 5 minutes.
Okay, so seems like everything is going according to plan. Just going to mute the music here, and we can see the blue glow and the plasma being built up, and it's a pretty color. I do have to say that is a pretty color, and I'm just seeing some other discrepancies on my on the broadcast here, and we will see if we can take care of those promptly. Let's see, did I get that on the oh shoot, I did. Okay. Let's go ahead and change. I don't know why that was to 20. That should have been to 26. So we're going to have to change that. So we'll change that in midstream here. We'll go ahead and I'm just doing something over on my X page here. I got to repost something that had some bogus info on it. but let's see, go with that. And yeah, well, I guess we'll go with that. Let's go ahead and we'll delete that one. Okay, delete. Okay, let me check our other feeds here as we're watching the Starship coming in. Okay, we change that. We change that over on the Facebook here, I guess. Go ahead and okay, that'll work. And you can see the flaps. Plasma buildup. Let's see. Gotta admit, the color, it looks the way it's supposed to be. The re-entry before, it seemed like the plasma buildup was almost like a violent operation that was going on. Let's change that to there. Okay. And I do appreciate we have a total of 9 people. We got 1 person on Twitch, 3 people on Rumble, 1 person on Locals, and 4 people on YouTube. Thank you very much, YouTube. Outstanding. Let's go ahead and change that. I need to change this over. And then we'll check to see if there's any more commentary. Okay, we'll save that. Save that. Okay. Few minor alterations on the postings that I did before going live here. Let's see. Yeah, that says you can't edit it, so go ahead and delete that, and we'll just repost it, I guess. That's all we can do on that page. And we'll give that to there. Okay, that's good. And let's check. Okay, I got all my. I can't edit YouTube because YouTube is live right now. But let's see, what did I want? I wanted Truth Social. Here it is. Okay, that's the link right there. Let's see. Can I edit? Does it say edit, or I got to repost? Let's see. Let's see if we do a redraft. 6. No, no can do. So we're going to go ahead and delete, and we'll repost it. Okay, that'll work. We're coming up on 55 minutes into the flight. It seems like everything is copacetic, normal, the way it's supposed to be. No Okay, let's see. We're almost done there. Let's go. Let's see if we got any commentary yet. No. But it looks like everything's, from what I've seen on previous flights, this is the smoothest re-entry I've seen so far. But we do have a little flame. There's the engine compartment. And you can see some of the plasma buildup. So that's what they're trying to. And this picture right here of this flap, I've seen on previous flaps. There's just one flight, it was hanging by a thread. So could be that the heat shields are doing what they're supposed to be doing, a little bit more efficiency. You can see the flame off of the plasma buildup. And you can see right here, there's some tiles right there that seem to be holding the heat at bay. So that's a pretty good. This is a pretty decent shot for underneath the spacecraft right here. This does look like it's on the bottom side. You got that orange glow, and it looks like from the map we're coming close to the western coast of Australia, and our speed is at 17. You can see our speed is increasing and our altitude is dropping right now. So 57. Oh, we should be getting ready for the flop. Let's see. What do we got for a time for the flop here? Did I lose that page? Yeah, I think I lost that page. Got any commentary? Let's see if we got any. No, not yet. You can see the clouds on the bottom of the over the ocean there. That's cloud cover on the ocean as the Starship 40 makes its re-entry over the Indian Ocean. 54. Let's see, 54 kilometers. That's 33 miles. It's 33 miles up over the ocean, Indian Ocean right now, and we can see cloud cover right there as it making re-entry. And this is a fantastic picture right here, folks. I've not seen this type of picture before. And over there in Perth, Australia, it's morning time. Actually, it's where the Starship is landing. It's already the next day. It went into the future. You see the plasma build up there. It's right there. And look at that shot with these clouds. Wow, that is something. Enjoying the view, folks. Enjoying the view. Oh, can't do that, so. Okay, we got landing flip is in about just under 6 minutes now. That's part of its re-entry sequence. It looks like the plasma is. Look at that view. Look at the freaking clouds. That's something. Let's see, 44. 44 kilometers. We're 27 miles above the Earth. And we're going, was it 97, 96? Oh, we're decreasing the speed. So let's say we got 93, 9300. And it's cranked down to, well, let's see, what's the speed at? 80. Oh, we're slowing down drastically here. 85, 84. Let's see what 82 is. 8200. 8,200. It's going 5,000. So it's about 5,000 miles an hour that it's going right now. On just under 5,000 now. So it's decreasing in its speed. So it's starting to slow down as it's look at that view of the Earth, the big blue marble we live on. Okay, let's see if we got any commentary. Nope, not yet. Let's see if we got any commentary on SpaceX or NASA spaceflight. Okay, I just noticed something here. If you can see right here by the number, there's some charring there. So you can see that flipping the cameras. But you look over here where we saw some plasma buildup. These tiles, they did what they were supposed to do, but there is a little burn marking right here and coloration, probably the heat up of the metal and such. But we are definitely slowing down in speed and lowering in altitude. So as we're making a re-entry for Starship 40. Hey, Tim Fan, yo, you're back. I got the audio going just in time, just in time before the launch. So we've been enjoying some fantastic views. Glad to see you come back. All right, let's check to see if we got some commentary. We should be having some commentary here.
Now, we did hear on the nets just moments ago that we made it through max heating and max dynamic pressure, meaning that the vehicle temperature and speeds and pressure are all coming down, and we can see that in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen as that speed continues to decelerate. We're coming up to the ship landing burn. One of pretty much everybody's favorite part of Starship test flight days, and that's going to be coming up here in just about a minute or so.
Yeah, just about a minute away. We're going to try and light all 3 Raptor sea level engines for this burn. We'll light 3, do the flip. We'll eventually go down to 2 as we get close down to the water, down mode to a final 1 engine before we hopefully execute a nice soft splashdown. We'll see if we've got our buoys and drones in range with the recovery team. They're going to be standing by to try and get some additional views of Starship's heat shield, which from kind of our initial looks, it did pretty well on the flight uphill, but we'll continue to dig through all the visual data as we get it. We didn't do any real stress tests or anything on this flight. We did you heard our landing Larsh flight controller call out. We were doing the swoosh maneuver. This is kind of the final maneuver that we plan to have starships returning to Starbase do. That will essentially hook them out over the Gulf before coming in and over Tower 2. But about 10 seconds away, look for 3 Raptors, the 3 in the middle to light up, do a flip. Let's see if we can get this thing in the water.
Just coming down.
3 sea level split.
Engine light. Here's the top.
Seeing healthy chamber.
Ready for landing.
Did our flip down to 2. Starship descending into the Indian Ocean. Down to 1. And we're in the water. And it's a soft splashdown in the water. That is a first. That is the softest splashdown we have ever had with the Starship there in the Indian Ocean.
It's bound to be an exciting day for our recovery team. I mean, that huge milestone to even get to soft splashdown, much less have the vehicle stay afloat.
Yeah, the teams are super hyped here. That's a crowd here at Starbase Texas. Everyone's super excited. We never really get to see Starship floating so serenely in the Indian Ocean, so we're certainly enjoying these extended views. Like I said, we're really pumped about this. I want to check in with Tyler. Tyler, how is Hawthorne feeling about Lucky Flight 13?
Hey, Kate, we are so excited about another successful Starship test flight and those gorgeous Starlink views that we had. And we can also confirm that we managed to make contact with all 20 of those V3 sats. So it's a massive day for us. So congratulations to everyone at the team at Starbase, for Starlink, everyone here and around the company who've contributed to the Starship program as we make progress again towards a multi-planetary future. So thank you everyone for tuning in. That's a goodbye from Hawthorne, and back to you guys at Starbase.
Thanks so much, Tyler. Now, for anyone who perhaps missed the action, I suggest that you rewind the clock. Wow, look at that view of the Starship heat shield tiles. You can really see how the atmospheric re-entry, how it disperses the heat around the edge of the vehicle. I don't think we've seen quite that close before.
Never. And honestly, however short-lived that ship standing, bobbing in the water is, that is insane data for our team. It's unbelievable that we were able to keep that ship afloat. Now, we promised maximum excitement, and Starship V3 delivered. Congratulations to all of our teammates at SpaceX and to everyone who supported the Starship program. And thank you to all of our future customers for your support.
Yeah, as you could tell, the crowd really enjoyed that Nemo cam for a moment. We'd also like to thank the fine people of Cameron County, as well as the Coast Guard, the Federal Aviation Administration, and the Government of Mexico.
The amazing views do not end, so be sure to follow SpaceX on X for updates and more of these exciting shots that we didn't get to feature on today's broadcast.
And to get an inside real-time look at the teams bringing this incredible rocket to life, check out the latest episode of our documentary series, Starship. And of course, thanks to all of you for tuning in. And we're going to head back up to Dan for some additional thoughts.
Yeah, I'm losing my mind right now. We are still getting views from on board the ship with it in the water. Like, we had tried in the past to do these splashdowns as softly as possible. We experimented with rolls. This is the first time we've put an intact Starship in the water. This is a dream scenario for the team that's trying to get this heat shield data. Normally, you're working with a slightly charred Starship in the water, and now we have one intact. So the recovery team is moving in with their drones, and we are still getting views from Starship. It is sending these via Starlink from the other side of the world while it is floating in the water after flying through space. Like, this is just completely surreal right now. This is just a mountain of data that we're going to get back. This is going to be so critical for refining the heat shield, everything else. And the really good news is all of these views that we're seeing, you're looking at a pretty intact looking heat shield, which, as a reminder, we were flying at a significantly higher dynamic pressure, so putting way more stress on this vehicle on the way uphill, and it's sitting there in the water. And I mean, look at it. So I'm a little bit over the moon on this. I know a lot of our team is just fascinated in the control room behind me. I mean, everybody is psyched. Everyone's gathered around their computers looking at these close-ups that we're getting of these heat shield tiles. 18,000 of them I mean, you can probably count the ones that are missing right now on one hand. Like, this is just absolutely incredible. And the fact that like the cameras on board the ship are still sending back video is just a little bit surreal. So, wow. Lucky number 13. Hell of a flight for Starship. Get it all the way there in the water. Really great day for version 3.
I'm wondering if they're thinking about retrieving this right now, because it's floating.
All right. As Kate and Nate said, we're going to keep releasing more of this. Stay tuned. We've got some really cool stuff from some of the onboards that we caught. So keep following us on X at SpaceX. Whole bunch more cool imagery from launch, from the flight, that's going to be coming out soon. Yeah, let's just close on that. I mean, look at Starship in the Indian Ocean. That's fantastic. We'll see you all back here for the next flight test of Starship version 3. With that, we'll say goodbye.
Okay, that's SpaceX there, and what a that is a wow factor plus, folks. We thank SpaceX for that. Let me go ahead and bring this down here, but that is something. That was something. Let's see. Tim Fan 40 says, wouldn't that contaminate the water? Well, you're going to have spillover and stuff, so they compensate. It's a big ocean. It'll filter it out, I guess. And Tim says maybe not. I don't know. I don't know either. We've had space shots and they dropped them in the ocean thousands of times and stuff like that. So I don't think it's enough contamination that's going to amount to much and stuff like that. But this shot itself is just unfreaking real. And you can see it's quiet at Starbase right now. That's a camera view on the, I don't know if I have the camera view up here as far as that goes, the launch pad. But the flight lasted pretty much over an hour, which was okay. And let's see, do we have any commentating from the NASA Space Flight guys? Okay, so they're just commenting and stuff like that. But what unfreaking real, folks, unreal as far as that goes. It is just simply amazing. That was probably the best flight ever so far. So Lucky 13 came through, and I'm just glad that I was able to watch it here, share it with you folks, and there'll be plenty more of these shots. I'm just hoping they had a ship out there that you can hook up and bring that Starship, because all the other Starships that landed there in the Indian Ocean, they're not retrievable. They would sink. There would be so much damage, heat damage and stuff like that. Starship came down in one whole section and stuff like that, but it seemed like once it flopped, something that big, if it flops, it's going to joggle a lot of stuff and you're going to have breakage. So the flames there is probably just leftover fuel and such that caught on fire, because that was one hot Starship coming in there, but it was all intact and it was floating. We'd never seen that before. That's the first time. So that in itself is monumentous as far as that goes. So I would say that from what I saw, from my standpoint, for the non-existent type or non-knowledgeable individual, I thought it was pretty successful as far as that goes, just to be able to see the heat shield like that and such. So so my hat's off to SpaceX on the successful test flight, and we'll be seeing some more test flights as far as that goes. And what is it? Yeah, let's transition to there. So we're going to go ahead and wind this down. We've been on for an hour and 44 minutes. And it's been my pleasure of presenting this, or bringing this here, as far as this so-called watch party. That's what I'm calling them, SpaceX watch parties. And it just thrills me to be able to, the technology we have nowadays, it's just simply amazing as far as that goes. So, and there's more to come. That's the thing. This is just scratching the surface on what they're doing. They're getting better with each flight, just like they did with the Falcon um, rocket, and they've had great success with that particular rocket there, as far as launching our astronauts up into space there to this International Space Station. And so I think there's a lot of good stuff that's going to be coming down the line here as far as that goes. So, all right, folks, we're going to go ahead and wind it down. I want to say thank you to Tim Fanforti, who was in here during his break at work. I guess he's a contractor that works out there in the Michigan, out in the state of Michigan here in the United States. And I'd like to say thank you for the folks there. Let's see, we're ending with 1 person on Twitch, 4 people on Rumble, 1 person on Locals, and 3 people on the YouTube. And we had as many as 4 or 5 and stuff like that. So I thank you very much for that. And just simply amazing as far as the SpaceX flight here. So this is Friday. The weekend's here. We'll probably be doing some sort of broadcast here, game-wise or something like that on the weekend. And but we do the Monday, Wednesday, Friday broadcast of the morning coffee, and we'll be talking about this some more on Monday morning as far as that goes. A normal broadcast that I have here on Rumble. So again, I want to say thank you for watching, and those people that are watching the replay, thank you also. Greatly appreciated as always. So with that, I am Rich Roberts, Fireman Rich, here on the Rumble for Fireman Rich Broadcasts, and at Fireman Rich over there on X. That's my mainstay for posting on these social media feeds. And you can check the descriptions, the various platforms you're on, the description on where else I'm at, and or else just Google at Fireman Rich, and you'll see where I'm at here on this thing called the internet. So you all have a great Friday evening or early Saturday morning if you're over in Australia. Thank you again, and you all have a great one. Live life, have fun. Ciao for now. As always, peace. Take care. God bless you all, and God bless America. Ciao for now, folks.